Just say the word, Commander. I'll call in a few favors. We'll get it done. On it.
Through your selfless actions, you have earned the respect of my people. They have granted you this foothold, confident that you will lead the Alliance to victory. Commander.
Okay, so welcome to my garrison. The first thing you might be asking is why am I doing this? And there's a few reasons. I wanted to, for a while now, see if the process has changed and just in general kind of go through the process again. Haven't done anything with garrisons since Warlords. On occasion, I've been doing something else and remembered that a character had a more established garrison, I'll say a level 2, level 3, and went there to do something, either something with the garrison or something just in passing. If I was trying to do something in one of the Warlords zones. So, for that reason, and I wanted to take another look at some of the buildings. I really didn't do much with the buildings during Warlords. I think I built most of them on one character or another, but that's not to say that I actually did very much with them. So, and just in general, I wanted to kind of have a base, just a place to go. It gets a bit awkward, if not a little bit depressing on an alt if you're kind of running around from one capital city to the other. You feel a bit like you don't have a place of your own. So I had some ideas to do different things with a garrison, and kind of wanted to just start a new one on a character that didn't have one. So that is what I am doing. As far as how I got here, I should probably mention that. It was actually pretty quick. So you don't have to go through the whole Warlords intro thing again. You can just come to Shadow Moon Valley, and there'll be a quest like over here by the shore. You'll see Valen there. And then all you have to do is a few short quests, and that will establish your garrison. And then from there, what I did was just ran around and did all the quests that were inside of my garrison. So the garrison architect, I focused on those, and the ones that this Draenei over here has. I did take one that flew me to the spires of... no, that's not the right area. There we go. And like down here, I just flew there and then just came straight back. So once you complete the quests that you get from the garrison, things will proceed forward in the garrison. So completing one just kept unlocking another and another, and I did have to do the tutorial mission for or the tutorial quest, well, quest mission both for the command table. So yeah, and then from there I actually went out and farmed some garrison resources. So I have 500, which should be more than enough. And then eventually, as I went through and was doing the quest inside the garrison, then I eventually got bigger is better from the garrison architect, which allows you to upgrade your town hall to a level 2. So 500 should be enough to at least get started with building some different buildings. I don't have any plans, as you can see, to build anything right now. I think you get some when you upgrade to a level 2. So that is what I am going to do.
You have inspired me, Commander. I've seen you and your armies win many hard-fought battles across Draenor. We now face our greatest challenge as we attempt to unite against the Iron Horde.
Alright. So now it feels like a proper garrison. So, you can very easily do this in a day. As I said, I just went around, and now I can sit here. Yes, just like this. Look at that. See, I think we don't appreciate this moment. You can just sit on your mount in your own garrison. It was very nice. There were those of us that very much appreciated this expansion, despite its many flaws. So as I think I mentioned, I ran around the various zones and just basically looked for rares. There's not a lot of people, surprisingly, that are farming content in Warlords. So all the rares were up. Not all of them give garrison resources, but most of them do. The only thing I would say is I would skip the Tanan jungle because I started in Gorgon because I had a quest here, so the Flight Master just brings you here. So I just started flying around. You're at max level, can literally just kind of one-shot anything. Went through Frostfire Ridge because I played mostly Alliance during Warlords, so I never really did much here. This was kind of the Horde area. This is where the Horde, your Horde garrison is. I might do one at some point on a Horde character, depending on how this goes. Like I said, I wanted to see some different things on some different buildings, kind of take a closer look. And then from there, I just in the course of flying, ended up flying in the Tanan jungle. Now, because this was later content, end game content, as you were, this was the Timeless Isle of this expansion. The rares that are there, and again, all the rares were up when I was there. Started dropping Apexis crystals. I know. Some people may still have some PTSD from that. Apexis crystals, primal. What was it? There we go. Primal spirit, and yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of toys and I think a pet that I already had, like a bunch of stuff I already had. So, tamed a couple things here and there, but for the most part, I would just skip this and just kind of fly around the other zones and just kill the rares, and you'll eventually get some garrison resources. It doesn't take too terribly long. So there we go, garrison blueprints. That's what I thought.
On it.
So
For the Alliance.
And then we can upgrade to a level 3. Okay, so we can get started anyway with will you I can upgrade to a level 3. It does cost 5,000 gold though. Yeah. Oh, because there's quests there. That's right. Do I do, but then I'd be broke. What does upgrading to a level 3 do exactly? There we go. Unlock an additional large, medium, and small building plot. Also grants access to 3 custom monuments. Transport. But I don't have 2,000. I'm very confused. Garrison resources gathered optional. Oh, I see. So, will this let you do this? No. Okay, so I don't know why it shows me the button. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Okay. So, it made me build the barracks as your first building. It does that for everybody to kind of show you how this process works. Patrol missions. I don't know that I actually want you. What else could we build? I was curious. I don't remember if I played a hunter. Seems like I did, but I can't swear to that. The one thing I did want to build was the mage tower. Now, I think you can replace buildings. I'm not sure. Can you? You can. Yeah, because I don't think I need to... Hold on. Unlocks patrol missions. Patrol missions have higher than normal follower experience rewards. Okay, I might leave that because I was kind of interested in the command table. So, medium plot. Gladiator Sanctum. Okay, that one I did because I did all the PvP stuff. The Lumberyard I did not, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I think I still need that achievement. Expansion features. During our garrison. Because I don't have the Lumberyard. Yeah, I don't have Architect. Close, but don't have Architect. There we go. So, Stable Master. Oh, maybe I do. I didn't remember. Stables, level 3, level 3, level 3. I did a lot in with my garrison, as you can see. Captain. Okay, am I just missing it? Because there was a title for for the Lumberyard. Those are all PvP titles from the Gladiator Sanctum. Yeah, because there was a Lumberjack title. Didn't do pet battles in Warlords, so that might be something to slowly work on over time. Maybe it was under quests. I do remember you had to do something specific. No. Would it have been under exploration? Because you are supposed to go out, I think, in the world with to mark trees. No? Okay, I'm very confused. I will have to look that particular one up. Because I thought for sure that... yeah. Gladiator Sanctum, Captain, which is from the Shipyard, Salvage. Mage Tower, Spirit Lodge, Blue Planet 3, Garrison Monument, Level 3. Huh. Yeah, because I always kind of felt bad that I didn't get the Lumberjack title. And I'm pretty sure I don't have... No. There we go. Pretty sure I don't have it. Yeah, no. I have Lord of the Rain. Okay, so I'm going to have to look that up. So anyway. Allows you to mark small trees in dirt for harvest. Harvest timber can be converted to work orders for garrison supplies. It's also the Lunarfall Inn. Trading post. Probably going to be running around doing some different things. So I'm thinking maybe the lumber mill. Smaller buildings. So one thing I wanted was the storehouse, because the storehouse grants you access to your bank, which, bear in mind, your bank grants you access to your Warbound vault. So it actually is quite useful if you don't want to be constantly running around to a city with a bank, and if you don't have the I think the $90 amount had bank access. So if you didn't do that, you can always build a storehouse. I was curious if something had like a stable master though. I need to look at that and see. Most of the small buildings I think were like trade supplies for the most part, and I don't have professions on this character yet, so it's mostly going to go with gathering. So probably that's the other thing. I kind of wanted to do some things with the herb garden because there's transmog appearances you can get from there. There's probably more I can do with the fishing shack. I didn't do nearly as much. There was so much fishing in Warlords. Like, so much fishing. And I think you can still get a mount from the fishing shack that I don't have. So, yeah. So I know I'm going to build a storehouse. And I'm going to build it over here. Because yeah. I always put it like over here, so just for something different, we'll put it there. And then, yeah, access your personal bank and increases the total number of active work orders for all buildings by 5. Access to your guild bank, enable access to the ethereal trader and or for void storage. So this tells you how far back this goes. We still had void storage. That's right, you couldn't collect your appearances. You had to actually physically have the item to transmog it. And I think because Warlords they added multi-strike, versatility, and something else, but think I don't think we had reforging. I think this was the last expansion we had reforging. I think. Not 100% sure, because usually if there was void storage, there was a vendor you could go to for reforging. So, as far as the second building, so the tannery is leatherworking, the forge is blacksmithing, tailoring, scribe, crafting, engineering. Yeah, don't know. Have to see what if I can do anything with the herb garden. Kind of go from there. So, yeah, so at least we got that started. And then I'm just gonna build a lumberyard. I don't know. I don't want a gladiator sanctum because I've already been there, done that. I've already had a barn. I did quite a bit with a barn. Because this was, I think Warlords was the first expansion where you got the character boost when you bought the expansion. If you bought like the higher tier expansion. So I remember, no. Yes. Yes, it was. Because I boosted my first characters, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because she had a barn, I remember. Because if you leveled to 60, 50, 60, something like that, and then you boosted your character, you would get professions maxed out as well, which was quite nice before they changed professions to work by expansion instead of needing to level through, instead of by skill points, basically. So you had to level through everything. So each day a visitor offers a dungeon quest with generous rewards. Will spend the day at your inn, recruits followers each week, specific traits and abilities, locks a particular garrison resource mission, lucrative garrison. Okay, so I kind of wanted to do some things with missions, as I said, and I will get, when I upgrade to level 2, I will get another large, medium, and small building plot. So, the trading post, merchant shows up each day, selling trades goods, also allows the crafting, the trade of crafting, regent for garrison resources, factions, also unlocks the ability to acquire parts, to build an auctioneer. Oh, that's nice. Reputation gains. So, might build a trading post later, depending on what exactly I do, but I think I'm gonna go with the inn for now. Because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I'm going to run around. If there's any reason to do the lumber mill now. That I'm not 100% sure. I have a notion just to build it, but the Lunarfall Inn is cheaper. So I kind of remember doing stuff at the Lunarfall Inn. Yeah, torn between these two. I feel like the lumber mill would be better now. Because I feel like, if I remember correctly, this was more work. I do remember looking at this on a character, and it was more work. And I did the stables, which was a lot of work. It was a lot of running around. I don't think I actually finished this. I think there was more I needed to do. As you saw, I didn't have the achievement for the title. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with the lumber mill for the moment. And start working on that. I feel like that's the smarter thing to do. Because I do remember you did have to leave your garrison and run around and do a whole bunch of stuff. And then, since we are at this point, and I think I can fly. The other nice thing is once you reach level 3, you will get a tower right here where that rock is, in fact. And that tower will have a port to whichever faction you are. It will have a port, since this is Alliance, to Warspear, and I believe it brings you out right next to the portal to the portal room in Stormwind. So a bit of an extra step, but you do have a way of getting to Stormwind or wherever a bit quicker. So, and then we'll go ahead and actually herb garden. I'm not really interested in the mine. I did a lot with mining. I want to unlock the herb garden and fishing, probably.
Elune be with you. May the stars guide you. Goddess watch over you.
Okay, so as I said, at max level, you probably won't have very much of an issue with anything here. Just like that.
Peace be with you. Asha Fela. Elune Baijo.
Okay, so if you ever wondered where that type of cinematic came from, this is where it came from. Work orders.
How are you?
No. What kind of fishing pole do you have? Mine's better. There was spade.
Have a good one.
There was someone. Was it you?
Greetings.
I guess it was you. Yeah, there we go. So you got to do this whole seed thing, and you can get these transmog weapons, which are kind of cool. And then this companion, giant carrot, which again I didn't do much in with pet battles in Warlords. So, other than doing things with the menagerie, which we should probably take a look at. So, yeah. Yeah, not a lot of people have these. There are other versions of these.
Go in peace.
These kind of common weapons. I believe you could, yes, I was going to say, I believe you could also, yeah, even if you didn't know herbalism, you can still, there you go, and then that's how you get the seeds. And yeah, as you see, I don't know any professions other than fishing. Remember, this was something a lot of people did. It was kind of like the farms in Myths. People would build garrisons just to get on and do all their profession stuff. I think that was one of the things that, and this was kind of said at the time, that burned people out with the expansion was you were disconnected, first of all, which some people did not care for. Other people, didn't mind it. I didn't particularly mind it all that much because you were doing things with your garrison. It was changing. You were affecting your atmosphere, so to speak. Um, but that was one thing I think that burned people out was they were building these garrisons on all
What's
their
your
alts,
story?
and
We are bound by a common enemy.
they
Long live Greymane.
they were, I think, just getting burnt out.
Get Gavin or get going.
Um,
Good day. Watch your back.
okay. Usually,
Ain't
at
you a chipper looking one?
some point during this, you could get, yeah, you would get a ultimate battle training stone. Yeah, don't think there's anything specific. I don't think she even sells pets or anything, so I don't know that there's. But it's good to know I can get bandages, a flawless stone, a marked stone. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to
Yeah, and then
see
there's
me
the
when I'm
seeds I
angry.
was talking about, so we'll actually move those over there. So it does take a bit to acquire those. There's also music soundtracks you can get for
Speak, friend.
this. So, Garrison Skies, yes. I don't think this was it though,
Go
because there was a
forth,
whole thing about you
victory.
had to get a jukebox because it's set here, and then you could get music and all of that, and
Greetings.
yeah, what does the quartermaster have exactly? Because I don't remember a lot of this. I think there was an achievement for doing all of this. I am not 100% sure.
For the Alliance.
Yeah, so let me double check down here. Also, your when you get to level 3, you get garrison monuments, and those can also be used on all your characters. Those were account wide. What am I building? I'm building things here. Am I not? Yes. Yeah, so there's the Lumberyard. What? Is there actually anything to do in the barracks?
Need help?
There is not.
Go
Okay.
with honor, friend.
I may or may not keep this. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. So I want to check the command table. And then we will wait for the buildings to finish and go from there. So it's your first mission, so you can't fail, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. So I think the inn will grant you followers. I think, not 100% sure, but yeah. Last I knew, they nerfed the they nerfed the experience of are these all max level? No, they're 30. I think everything's 30. That may have been a change. I don't specifically remember because I do know you had to level these. Yeah. Okay. Increases your chance on missions with a duration shorter than 7 hours. Okay, that's fine. So we will send her out. And sure, we'll send her out. Why not? What is this? That is, oh, hell no. Not doing anything with that. Can we do anything with the shipyard yet?
No time for dallying.
Proving grounds?
Good day.
No, don't need to do any of that. Let me fly out here and double check that, and then I think it might be done for the moment. That is one thing I think the Horde Garrison had that was better than the Alliance was their shipyard. They actually had like a little path. You always had to fly. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything with the shipyard yet. That was my favorite part of the Garrison, was the shipyard. That was very nice. You can get a second Garrison Hearthstone, basically, and all of that. I did want to... wasn't worried about the mine, but I did want to make sure that I had the fishing shack unlocked. Looking for help. Find a fisherman to help the cause. And where is this fisherman exactly? Yeah. Okay. There's also, if you didn't know, there's also a cave down here. With garrison supplies, and I think there was something you could kill down here. So 14 garrison supplies. No, maybe not. Okay, so we will go find the local fisherman then. Believe at level 3, you could get that piggle in your garrison, and then that allowed you to fish, be able to catch some mounts in your garrison fishing shack.
The Naru have not forgotten us. Lioness Aka. May the light embrace you.
If I remember correctly.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Being able to breeze through this after struggling through so much of it at level is so nice. Okay. Now we will
Good fortune. Good health.
turn
Long
this
life.
in.
Favor the road traveled by few.
Catch 5, shadow, okay. Oh, I see. So this is like a fishing daily. Gotcha. And guide to fishing. Which I'm not in a particular hurry to learn, because I don't know that I'm going to do how much I'm actually going to do with the fishing shack. I need to double check some achievements and so I already have progress on another character. Might be better just to finish some things on another character. Wasn't really looking to start over with anything. I just wanted to kind of do some of the things that I didn't do at the time. Such as the, farming the seeds, which for some reason are still soulbound. Always found that odd. Makes sense, but it just seemed odd, so. Then I have to remember, I believe there were some different decorations. There were Halloween decorations, I remember, and there were Christmas decorations. I don't know if those were seasonal or if they were like the garrison monuments and you could have them year round. I almost feel like they were specific to your garrison. Wintervale just passed. I kind of had the notion to try to do this during Wintervale, but there was a lot of other things going on with the anniversary event and the secret quest and the crates and then the fail cycle and all of that. So. This was probably thinking about the fishing shack. I remember people were starting groups to farm the mount because it was a later edition. It was in one of the patches. For people complaining there was a content drought during Warlords, there were a lot of changes made during Warlords to the classes, the garrisons themselves. It's probably the best expansion in terms of phasing, being able to join a group and kind of realm hop and things like that. You don't see it much anymore. I don't know that it works the same way that it did then. I know if you join a group, you kind of phase to whatever realm they're on, but I don't know that it works the same way. Like, people would start groups just for you to automatically join. I think that's one reason why we don't have the auto accept feature anymore for groups. Because we had that then, so you could just start a group, people would just hang out in their garrison doing whatever, and people would just join if you were looking for rares, or you were a hunter and you were trying to find a pet, whatever it may be. Like, you didn't even have to do stuff in Draenor. You could just join if you were trying to do, I remember when I was in Northrend looking for a hunter pet, you could just join somebody's random group that was just hanging out in their garrison, which was kind of nice. I kind of like that. There was a sense, it was a bit ironic, because while everyone liked to say that the garrisons disconnected people with the ability to group up, it was probably one of the expansions that people grouped up the most in the group finder. There was kind of this sense of community because you were just focused on doing what you wanted to do. So, Pound Fist, I remember, was a big thing. Because he gave you a mount, of course. Alright, so it's been a few days. So let me catch you up on where I'm at. So the main thing that I did was get the lumber mill up and running, which turns timber into garrison resources. So it was a good thing to build early on. So you get timber there. I did also figure out why I couldn't find the Lumberjack achievement, because it's part of a multi-achievement. So first you have to complete 10 work orders at the lumber mill, which I did. Had I been paying attention, I would have actually recorded this when I did it. So that was part of why it's been a few days, because I was working on this. This is a not a quick process to get to 50. Is where you get the title. So, and in order to do that, so since your ore and herbs are in your garrison, you will get a icon. Looks just like on your minimap, looks just like it would if it was ore or herbs, but since those are in your garrison, most everything you see will be timber if that's what you're doing. And you will need roughly 400, somewhere in there, if you want to get the 50. So I can show you. I just went out into Shadowmoon Valley. They seem to all be in roughly the same spot, and the respawn seems fairly quick. So there should be quite a few around here. Yeah, there we go. So there's one over here on this mountain. Usually, is that where it is? No, yes, no. No, it's down here. So you'll see these trees kind of highlighted there. You will hover over them.
Ready to work.
And then you get timber, so just like that.
Off I go then.
And then these trees, as I said, seem to respawn fairly quickly. And for the most part, they've all been in the same spot. So there may be somebody else out here doing this. Because every time I've done this, and I've done this a few different 3-4 times now, just making my runs around, killing rares. There's nobody in Duratar, so, or Draenor, I guess Draenor, yeah. So yeah, been killing rares, gathering garrison resources from that, and then just collecting lumber. So I've normally been doing it in groups of 100, so about 400 should be about what you need if you want the title. And then for some reason, there's like a kind of like right along in here, kind of like where I haven't like where I've discovered here. If you just kind of go straight across, for some reason, everything to the lower half of Shadowmoon Valley requires you to have a level 2 mill. Which I guess makes sense because you'd be questing through here, and the quest line does end towards the lower half of Shadowmoon Valley, so I assume they're expecting you to have upgraded your mill and things like that. So obviously, if you upgrade your mill, you can chop down bigger trees, which gets you more timber, which means you can place more work orders if you have a higher lumber mill, and all of that, of course. So I think that's all pretty much explanatory. But yeah, there are quite a few, especially outside of Shadowmoon Valley. There are quite a few trees that require you to have a level 2 lumber mill. So it'll just say like level 2 mill. It'll be red. It won't let you do anything. So you kind of have to either you can kind of see by sight, because the trees do look different, but otherwise you kind of have to hover over them to see exactly if you can cut the tree down or not. So there was that. So that was kind of the major thing. Still been collecting the herbs from the herb garden. So that's been kind of a tedious process, but I am collecting seeds. So I did look on a few characters that would have done Warlord when it was current, and I thought I had a bunch on one character, and if I do, I can't find it. Because I looked on a few different characters, and they just have a few seeds here and there. So, and for some reason, Altaholic isn't working like it normally does, because it should be showing me other characters that have seeds, and it's not. So for some reason, I don't know if it's an update, or I've went into the settings a few different times and looked, and I can't see where anything's been changed or switched off or anything, so I don't know what the deal is there. But the major thing, and what we're going to do now, is upgrade my garrison to level 3. I finished the 2,000 garrison resources needed for upgrading to level 3. So between the lumber mill, just running around killing rares, as I said, went back out. I have 3,000 now because I wanted to have some extra to actually build buildings and upgrade buildings and all of that. So I'm assuming you lose the 2,000 once you upgrade your garrison to level 3. I went back out, and Grand, I would highly recommend, especially if you're a hunter. There's quite a few pets, rare pets around here that you can tame. So Nagrand and, as I said before, Gorgran seem to be the best areas. There's rares all over, and those are what give you the garrison resources. And there's nobody else out there. I saw a few people in Nagrand running around doing things. Nagrand's always been very popular. The Outlands version and the Warlords version. So the pets, admittedly, are not the flashiest in appearance, but they are plentiful throughout. So, yeah. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and upgrade my garrison. That's pretty much it. I haven't done anything with fishing or pet battles or anything else. I've done some mission type things. I'm not really worried about like doing these experience. I did some that offered resources or something else. I have 3 followers now. I think I only had 1 before, so I got to recruit her from a mission, and I think her from a mission. Yeah. I got Moonshadow. Pretty sure Moonfang came from a mission. I'm pretty sure you get one for Swiftstone too, because you need at least 2. I think that's why they're both epic. So, yeah. So then just kind of left that. It also costs resources to send people on missions. So, yeah, like I mean it's only 20, but. And I've also had missions fail. Like they've been 80, 90%. Normally that would be more than enough to not necessarily that specific mission, but just in general. Like I've had missions that I've sent characters out on that have just failed when they've come back. So I've been kind of surprised by that. So okay, so.
Hero, our trust in you was not misplaced. You and the armies you command are now our greatest weapon against the Iron Horde. Lead us to victory, General.
Okay, so nice little cinematic there. There is a garrison campaign. Okay. Well, we will get to all this momentarily. So, welcome to my level 3 garrison. Isn't it nice? Oh yeah, I did build a storehouse too. I think I mentioned that. So now I have bank access, which is very nice. I very much like that. So think that was one of the best things that they did with this whole thing. Was this the one that wants you to go get the, yeah, the Garrison Jukebox, yeah. Might do that at some point. And there's a primal trader.
Good day to you.
Oh, that is very helpful. I forgot about that. Yeah. It is very helpful indeed. Are these are still sold out. Okay. Very nice. You do get, so I've been getting primal spirits from either the herb garden or the lumber mill. Been getting apexis crystals from the lumber mill, unfortunately. So yeah, I've managed to acquire 300. And I think some rares have given me some, so yeah. And so let me take you on a little tour, because for some reason there is this empty space that I can only imagine in the number of cut things that they didn't use, that there was something supposed to go in here, like these trophy things here. Just, it's always been very weird. You've never been able to do anything in here. So, yeah, it's kind of a shame, really, because it's just this weird part of the garrison that, I mean, you're so used to running in and out like this, like you forget it's even there. It's a shame. I wish they would go back and add something there. So, oh yes, you're in my garrison now, aren't you?
The line of Stormwind's kings has been restored.
Okay, I'm just completing you so I can get you off of my quest log. And then... Okay.
Hello, Commander. We've got a lot of work to do. On it.
Have to figure out how I build the shipyard, because I do also want to build a shipyard. You get a special, or a second Hearthstone that takes you straight to the shipyard, so I would like to very much get that as well. So I have a rough idea of the buildings that I want to build now. So I want to, what is this? This is a medium, that's a medium. I want to move this over here because I don't feel like it should be on the steps. And then I want to build, so I was looking up, I don't remember playing a hunter during Warlords. So I tried looking up what building had a stable master, because I'm pretty sure one of these buildings had to have had a stable master, or hunters would have just flipped out. And I'm told the stables, I kind of found one older post that said the stables or the barn both have stable masters for hunters. So I'm going to build a stables because I'm going to move you over here. Because your stables will take mounts that you've collected and put them in your stables. So that will give me something to look at, because I don't intend on doing anything with my stables otherwise. And I am going to get rid of the barracks, I think, because yeah, I think so, because I want to build a mage tower. Go away. Yeah, because I want to build a mage tower. Don't think unlock patrol missions. Patrol missions have a higher follower reward. Allows a follower with the bodyguard trait to accompany you. Yeah. So you get 3 small plots. Correct? Have to figure out how to unlock the Salvage Yard too. I think I've done everything with this that I need to do because I have an achievement for this. I think that's what it was. For some reason I built one of these, so I think I've done everything there, so I wasn't really concerned about that. Yeah, so you get two medium and 2 large. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I kind of wanted to build a mage tower. So I think I'm going to replace the barracks, because you get the barracks by default. I had nothing to do with that. Yeah. Okay, and now we have a medium slot. So what would I like to build in the medium slot? Let me go look and see if the stables actually shows me if they're... I don't think it shows me anything right now. Oh, interesting. His quest goes away. He had a quest for something. I thought it had something to do with the legendary ring. I don't know if you can still do that. Okay, so there's the stable. So then when I come down here, there'll just be mounts that I've collected in the stables. Oh yeah, now I get Garrison monuments as well. Okay. So there's that. There's the lumber mill. Do I like this here? I think that's a good spot for the lumber mill. And then the mage tower will be over here. That's fine. Okay. I want to play around with the mage tower because that I remember was a helpful building to have. So I want to see something with that. Okay, so now one of the benefits of having a level 3 is you get this nice little tower here, which has a port to well, Ashran, but it's outside of your it's outside of your whatever capital. So what I think it's War Spear for the Horde and yeah, what is the yeah, War Spear and Stormshield. There we go. Cannot believe I forgot that. Yeah, and then Ashran was in the middle. So this was kind of nice. I know people were disappointed by this. They wanted Shatrath as the capital like it is in Outlands. Or we thought we were going to get... I think there were leaked like capitals for Alliance and Horde, and people were disappointed that we just got kind of this generic city. But I always thought it was fine. I liked it. I thought it was perfectly fine for the whole expansion. The other nice thing is you get training dummies, which I very much like with all my alts. What is this? Oh, that's a healing. Yeah, even the, let's Engineer. I guess they're both Engineer. Yeah. Let's say usually one of these was a, like a raid.
Step on up.
And these are just generic resources. What's the fishing poles? Fishing pole. No, mine's still better. Okay.
Safe travels.
So, yeah. So there we go. And of course I'm level 80, so a level 42 training dummy dies pretty easily, as you might imagine. So, okay, I think we're done looking around for the moment. Do want to go back and look at upgrading some buildings like the herb garden. Oh, or maybe it already, because I had already collected all my herbs for the day, so. I think you can just buy most of the patterns. For upgrading the buildings. I think there were some, I think like level 3 for some of them, you had to complete an achievement, which most of them I think I've gotten. Didn't have to do much outside of what you normally did, so.
What brings you here?
Yeah, you need like, oh, 500. I thought you needed, well, yeah, you need 1,000. 1,000. Of course, the ones I would want, you need more for, which is fine. Oh, you have work orders.
How are you? Have a good one.
Oh, I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to spend my seeds. And there's a farmer in here. Oh, she actually has a bed. There's not. You know, most of these little, like, shacks just have, like, a kitchen table, and that's it, so. Okay, so. I think everything's how I want it. I may or may not keep the lumber mill after I get the achievement, because I don't know that I really need garrison resources. After everything, so. And the quartermaster. I like how the quartermaster moved from here to here. He moved under the awning there. Oh yeah, and then you get another set of steps so you can go out. I forgot about that. Because I think this eventually takes you to your shipyard. Yes? We'll just take a stroll on our fail cycle here. Yeah, and this will eventually be my shipyard, which I definitely do want to build, as I said. So, okay. So, kind of living nostalgia here, so. The detail. Like, I don't remember being able to, oh, maybe you can, I was going to say, I don't remember being able to fly up here, because you didn't have flying originally. You can fly in here, for what good that does you. But, yeah. Why is there a little, okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. So, let me see here. Also need to get a follower probably for plan required to upgrade. Allows followers with the herbalism trait to work here. Granting a unique bonus. Also increases the amount of herbs that can be harvested at the garden and allows 14 work orders placed. Grow a unique Dranor fruit tree in your garrison that grants food buffs. 21 work orders. Okay, so I think just 2, because you actually get the one follower from the Eastern Plaguelands. Cannot remember her name now. The Worgen.
Hi, how are you?
So I want a level 2 herb garden. And I think I have to buy that, don't I? Yeah, like the menagerie requires a mine, salvage yard, yes, yes, yes. Herb garden. Yeah, these are expensive to do that. 1,000 gold even now. To be fair, with the mission table, gold wasn't as much of an issue at the time. And even now, like, gold's not super rare to come by. Then you have to learn everything. Upgrade, yes, upgrade. That will take 1 hour. Okay, so I should go look up how to get the follower for this, because I think there was one specific follower that everybody had for this. I don't want to build something until I know if the stables has a stable master. I'm pretty sure it does, because I specifically looked up stables and I saw a picture with one. So I'm fairly confident it does, but I just don't remember playing a hunter, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. Is there any point upgrading the storehouse? To your guild bank. Ethanol trader for void storage. Transmogrification. Increases the total number of active work. No. Okay, I just need basic bank access. That's fine. The rest of these work with profession, so I'm not sure. I was kind of thinking alchemy lab, because I'm going to be harvesting a lot of herbs. So I don't know if I can use the alchemy lab for anything. I could build one just to see. Because I think if we go to professions and I thought there was, no, these appear to be all Dragon Isles achievements. Okay, so I did, back in 2015, I did collect 500 course, this is earned by your warband, so it doesn't tell me what character earned it. To unlock level 3 herb garden. Yeah. Been thinking it probably wouldn't hurt to have more than one character kind of doing this, since this seems to be slow going. I am up to... There we go. I am up to 74. But I do need 500 for the first couple, and then 1,000 after that. So this is going to take a while. I thought there were some achievements for I thought there were achievements that I didn't have for like doing things with one of the profession buildings. I may have to look at that and see. I do like how the alchemy lab looks. It looks very like Scourge. It's where you see a lot of the alchemy labs and things like that. So I might just go ahead and build one, just to see where do I want to put it. We'll put it over here. And then the other thing that typically uses is the scribe's quarters. So I'll build one of those there. Why not? I don't want any empty spaces. And then, so the Lunarfall Inn, each day a visitor offering a dungeon quest with generous rewards. Will spend the day at your inn, recruits random followers each week. You can specify traits and abilities you're especially interested in, unlocks a particular lucrative garrison resource missions. Okay, so the Lunarfall Inn might be worth building. A merchant shows up each day, selling trade goods, also allows the trade of crafting regions for garrison resources. Grants access to the... Okay, factions also unlocks the ability to acquire parts, to build an auctioneer. Okay, I do remember that was... do you remember it was a big thing, but it was also kind of a pain? Not building the Gladiator Sanctum. Already did that on one character. Lumber mill, barn. I'm thinking the inn. I'm thinking we build the inn. Why not? But I think I am going to wait just to make sure the stables has something, has the stable master first. So to unlock this building, so attracts elite's pet. You can battle for rewards. Also wants 5 of your battle paths hang out in your garrison. Increases your trap chance. Reduces cooldown of revive pet while in Draenor. Up to 10 of your pets can now hang out in your garrison. Unlocks daily. Okay. So, might do something with that at some point. How do I Okay, let's check missions because we have to wait for the buildings. So I'm just curious. Nothing changed here. Okay. How do I build a shipyard? Am I able to do that now, or is there something else I have to do?
Stormwind is reborn.
Speak with... I think there's an achievement. There's like a process you have to go through for this. Yeah.
Our struggles are far from over.
So I might do that later. So I think for now, I think that might be it.
How can I help?
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Okay. 500 gold just to equip a... And, you know, the thing is, I have this on other characters, but it's not... it's not... Warbound. Yeah. That is a shame. So... Okay. So let me take another look around. Just cause... Oh yeah, the monuments. I wanted to look at the monuments. I thought there was... Okay. I don't remember where all these are. So these should be account bound. Or apparently not. Well, they used to be account bound, because I know I had some of these. That's a bit disappointing. Because I had the Feat of Strength. Raid. Yeah, Garrison. Defeat Archimon on normal difficulty or higher before the release of 7.0. Garrison Monument Reward. The King is green. And it's not showing me anything, which is very disappointing. Wonder if that's a glitch, because I know you could during Warlords, you could use them on other garrisons. That is slightly disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. What do you sell?
Welcome, welcome.
Nothing. Same thing as the other girl sold. Why do I have people that sell the same thing? Okay, so bank is here. Inscription is here. And then alchemy will be here. So, I forgot there was this little building up here. I don't think with the the scribe I can make glyphs. I think you do actually need to be an alchemist for that.
You need something?
3 people. I have 3 people in my garrison that sell all the exact same thing.
Have a good one.
Did nobody think that through? You would have thought maybe you would have put something,
Well met. Go with honor, friend.
something, something specific in there, in one of them that you could have spot or would have started a quest chain or something, but no. Druid of the... I don't know that I remember they were there. Why do I have druids in my garrison exactly? Probably a plot point that I have just completely forgotten at this point.
What next? I'm the best there is. Let's get this.
Commander, you have brought the might of the Alliance to the seas of Draenor. The way lies open for our invasion of Tanam.
So it's a little while later. All the buildings have finished. I've done a few different things, and I can now safely say there is a stable master in the stables, which I am going to use now because I tamed some pets while I was running around killing rares, trying to get garrison resources and timber and all of that. So, Great Feather I got from, as I said, Nagrand has a lot of rares, mostly in the middle here. I want to say Great Feather came from somewhere over here. He was on a kind of a hill that had like an incline, so you could get there either on foot or on a if you were flying. That there, and then I think this might be the first Spore Bat I've had. I just tamed this one because I liked how it looked. And it came from Shadowmoon Valley, somewhere over where the Waterfall River is. Not over where the mushrooms are, oddly enough, but over somewhere around where the water is, where I remember questing a bit over there, so I don't know if that was leveling or if I was trying to do things at max level.
What can I do for you?
And then there is Riptar, which is kind of a clever reference. Very much a fan of that, and that came from came from Gorgon. Over here, he was in kind of a he was higher up, so you will need to fly. But he was just in kind of a little cavern thing somewhere like on the lower part of Gorgon there. I think I'm actually going to keep him. I mainly am, my intention is to play Beast Mastery on this character. So I went out and tamed a Spirit Beast, which has Spirit Mend, so has a heal, which is nice. And then for the second slot, so you can have two pets, I tamed the reindeer, Red Nose, because, originality. I was using the wolf. There we go. Which is actually very nice because his runes do light up when he runs. But reindeer. I have both versions of the reindeer. The rare one with the red nose and where is the other one? Because I know I have both of them. Did I not tame both of them on this character? Oh no, there we go, Stag. Yeah, so the regular version and the red nose version. So I think I'm going to, so that being said, I had the Wasp because Wasp has Toxic Sting, which has mortal wounds, which is good for PvP. I wasn't sure what all I was going to do on this character. And so does Riptar with Savage Rend. So I think I'm going to put the Wasp in the stables and just keep Riptar. So I always have the pets that I would need on hand. So my Spirit Beast for most everything, and then Riptar for PvP.
See you later.
I am slightly disappointed because the pets do not seem to be changing in the garrison as often as I would have liked. I did look on another character that has an original Garrison, I'll say, from back in Warlords, and they actually have a level 3. And it is not only much bigger, but there are more mounts in the stable, I think. Or at least more places for them to be. So, might upgrade that, work on that as like a little project. It just costs gold to buy the blueprint and everything. Mainly wanted it for the stable master. So now I can get the title, put in my last 10 work orders for the lumber mill.
For the Alliance, greetings. Be careful.
That is the Lumberjack title. So that is done. What did I gain reputation with? Nothing, apparently. Okay. And I think we're going to go ahead and use that because I'm not all that big of a fan of the detective title after all of that. So Lumberjack is perfectly fine. And as I said, I did a few different things. So I upgraded my herb garden. Which has a few more herbs. I already got most of the herbs for today. So we'll just grab these real quick. Okay, and that was everything. Yes. Okay. Why are there bananas? Okay. I may or may not have remembered that from Warlords. And then there was something over here. I was going to look and see what this was. Garrison resources. Okay. There were a few different places there was hidden garrison resources, so that was 20. Fair enough. And then, since the stables had a stable master, I went ahead and built the inn and have upgraded it to level 2, and I will show you why. Okay. And that is because now we can go to the headhunter.
Have a good one. See you around.
Looking to recruit someone. Trait. Profession. Herbalism. Recruit. I don't care for any of those. I might look and see how I get the one girl. Yeah. Not liking any of those, and I can't do anything until, yeah, till tomorrow. Herbalism, mind freeze, herbalism. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the
Safe
Morgan. I
travels.
cannot think of her name. One that has the caravan. I should know this. Okay, so those were the two I've upgraded. Yeah, okay. So now I need to make some adjustments with the smaller buildings. Let's go ahead and get my garrison cash before I forget. Let me look here, because now it's driving me nuts. This will show. Is there anything interesting here? There is not. I do kind of want to upgrade some of the buildings that supposedly interact with the garrison mission to see if there still is anything worthwhile to get. There we go. Yeah, she does herbalism. And she has a quest in Shadow Moon Valley, so I think I'll probably get her, because I know I have her in one of my other garrisons. So, thought maybe the inn would be kind of a quicker way to do it. But if you do upgrade the inn to level 3, you're supposed to get more lucrative missions, I believe it said. Yeah, unlocks the particularly lucrative garrison resource missions, so might do that. So, with the smaller buildings, so I have discovered that all of the profession-specific buildings, what they produce is soulbound. So that is not going to help me. I'm going to keep the alchemy lab. You also cannot destroy a building once you have made it for some reason. Because I was kind of thinking of just leaving these 2 slots blank, but you can't do that. So I'm going to leave the alchemy building because I can use the herbs on the alchemy building. And I haven't learned professions on this character, so there may be a chance I might learn alchemy. So the scribe's quarters, on the other hand, you have to actually have herbalism and mill and do all of that, and to get like parchment to or not parchment, is it parchment? Might be parchment. You need the resource that scribes have to use this, so that is going to be of no help. So I went and decided to get the plans for the Salvage Yard, which you get a quest for from a goblin when you first establish your garrison, and takes you to Spires of a Rock right here. You may have noticed I have some followers. I will have a goblin follower. And right there she is, and that is how I got her. Was doing the little quest chain. I remember it being much more difficult at the time, of course. At level 80, it took no time at all. Nothing obviously was a challenge. So this also is supposed to help with missions. Where's the Salvage Yard? Yes. Recover from missions, so at least it will be of some benefit. And I'm thinking of replacing the lumber mill with the trading post so I can get the auctioneer. Yeah, that might not be terrible. I don't really see a point in keeping the lumber mill. So I might just let the work orders that I have there finish and then replace it and build the auctioneer. I don't know that I have the auctioneer on any character because it was actually quite the task. You couldn't fly in Draenor for the longest time. So, yeah, it made it even more difficult, and it was just a weird expansion with how things went. So, I think that might be what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep the stables. May or may not upgrade those. I have upgraded my herb garden as far as it will go. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. I want the mage tower. The dwarven bunker is not going to help me. The barracks, I don't think are going to help me. Gnomish Gearworks. I think I had this, I'm not sure, but I think for what I want to do going forward, I think the mage tower will be more help. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I need to let the Salvage Yard finish. And then, as you may have noticed, I have a quest for Garrison resources again. And that is because I went ahead and did the quest to build the shipyard. Because I want the hearthstone that you can get for the shipyard as well. Which, if I remember correctly, comes from a garrison mission. At some point. Also going to be acquiring Apexis crystals quite a bit, and gear that I'm probably not going to want. Okay, so I need 15 to upgrade the... What does this actually do? Does this... Okay, so it upgrades your garrison... Okay. So... I've already got the shark. Primal Spirit wouldn't be bad, but we don't need... that's a 4-hour mission. 8-hour, 18. Okay, so I guess 4 hours isn't... Yeah, this is going to be more of a kind of an overtime... kind of an overtime project there. I was also noticing, I don't know why they didn't do this with the actual command table for your followers, but you have, it shows you all the different kind of counters and things. I don't think this is an add-on I'm using. I'm pretty sure this is in the game. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I can do for the moment. I should probably be building ships or something, so I can actually do more things. Which is probably not a terrible idea. What can I do? Again, not terribly long, just had to go to the iron docks, basically run around, do a bunch of stuff. level 80 does not
What brings you?
take long. So I want a destroyer, right? We're gonna go with the destroyer. Oh, that's okay. I wondered. I looked, and I didn't have as much timber as I thought I did. This is why. No, this is the lumber mill. I want the. There we go. That was weird. Counter submarines. Oh, interesting. You can't make more than one. Oh, work order 1 of 1. Helps if you read. Okay, so we'll just build another destroyer. And let's see, I think that's all I can do with the shipyard. I do like how the one thing I do like about the Horde Garrison better is how you have the little walkway to your shipyard. Okay, so they are building my Salvage Yard. Yeah, and then I will show you here. I logged on to a few different characters and just kind of did a bit of impromptu research. But yeah, so I can use the herbs that I am gathering. I don't really have a purpose for the herbs. I've just mainly wanted the seeds to get the transmog weapons. But yeah, everything that I've seen from any of these profession buildings, whatever you produce, it is... Now this one doesn't say that it is, so I may actually do something with this. But most of them will say buying on pickup. And sure enough, I was amazed on my blacksmith. The steel that you make for this expansion is soulbound. I guess maybe that makes sense because we didn't have to do a whole lot for professions. They didn't want you just spamming a bunch of characters and trying to make it easier on yourself, I guess. I don't know. Normally you can sell blacksmithing supplies, crafting materials. On the auction house, they normally sell really well. So I was kind of surprised by that. As I said, did impromptu research. So I'll have to look and see. The thing with alchemy is it is usually very, very relevant only to the expansion that it's for, and then afterwards there's really not much use for it. So, but I will look. I have a few alchemists. It's always been one I wanted to level and do more with. Still don't have garrison monuments. I did log on to other characters. They do have them. Don't know if this is something to do with newer garrisons or allied races or what, but yeah. So I think for now, I think I'm going to kind of end this here and kind of tinker around with things. I may do a kind of a update if I do anything noteworthy a little later on. Or just kind of revisit this again. But the main purpose was to have kind of a base to come back to. So that is been accomplished. Can work on the herb garden and getting the transmog weapons just kind of as a side project. Have the stables, which is always an issue because I always have to figure out where there's a stable master and whatnot. So it's It's kind of a pain because I'll have to probably, depending on what I'm taming, I'll probably have to take a bunch of portals and hop back to wherever I was if my slots get full. But at least now I know where there's always a stable master. So, in the inn, I want to. So I guess the only thing that I still want to do is set up the mission table more. Do some things with the mage tower. Need to look into holiday decorations. You can also get a. I had forgotten this. You can also get a vendor for the black market that will stand right here and still works, still shows you what's for sale on the black market auction house. Probably will do something with the menagerie. I was kind of saving that for a separate video. Yeah. So there you go. So this was this was fun. I enjoyed doing this. I'm considering doing this on the Horde side as well. I need to see if there's a reason to do it on the Horde side, though, other than just to go through the process of building a garrison. I played mostly on Alliance. I had one Horde character by the end of Warlord, so I got to see the Horde garrison, but I mostly played Alliance. So I kind of knew, still kind of remembered what all to do on the Alliance side. So, yeah, kind of how everything was set up. Plus, the Horde garrison is in Frostfire Ridge, which just seems cold. There's always snow everywhere. This is more pleasant. This is more relaxing. I like this. So, generally speaking, I tend to prefer the Alliance architecture over the Horde. Not always, but typically. So, yeah. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this little project of mine, and thank you for watching.